we will enjoy 3 videos on Podda, Meghna and Jumuna Oil Company, and from this video you will know many important information about oil and petroleum sector of Bangladesh.
বাংলাদেশ একটি নাম, একটি স্বপ্ন। উন্নয়নের অভিযাত্রায় অদম্য বাংলাদেশ আজ উন্নয়নশীল দেশে উত্তরণের যোগ্যতা অর্জন করেছে। সর্বকালের সর্বশ্রেষ্ঠ বাঙালি জাতির জনক বঙ্গবন্ধু শেখ মুজিবুর রহমান স্বাধীনতার পরপরই জ্বালানির উপর বিশেষ গুরুত্ব আরোপ করেন। তার বিচক্ষণতা ও দূরদর্শী সিদ্ধান্তের ফলশ্রুতিতে 1972 সালে তৎকালীন পূর্ব পাকিস্তানের পরিত্যক্ত বিভিন্ন তেল কোম্পানির সমন্বয়ে বাংলাদেশ খনিজ তেল ও গ্যাস সংস্থা প্রতিষ্ঠিত হয়। এরই ধারাবাহিকতায় দেশে জ্বালানি তেলের আমদানি প্রবাহ বজায় রেখে সুষ্ঠু ও সুচারুরূপে জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহের দায়িত্ব পালনের লক্ষ্যে প্রায় 4 দশক পূর্বে বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন প্রতিষ্ঠিত হয়। পরবর্তী সময়ে বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন আইন 2016 জারি করা হয়। জাতির জনক বঙ্গবন্ধুর সুযোগ্য কন্যা মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনার ভিশন 2021 বাস্তবায়ন এবং দেশে জ্বালানির নিরাপত্তা সুদৃঢ় করার লক্ষ্যে বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন ও এর অঙ্গ প্রতিষ্ঠানসমূহ একনিষ্ঠভাবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। বিপিসি প্রতিষ্ঠা লগ্ন থেকে এর আওতাধীন অঙ্গ প্রতিষ্ঠানসমূহের মাধ্যমে সারা দেশে একই মূল্যে সুষ্ঠু ও নিরবচ্ছিন্নভাবে পেট্রোলিয়ামজাত পণ্য সরবরাহের দায়িত্ব পালন করে আসছে। বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশনের অঙ্গ প্রতিষ্ঠানগুলোর মধ্যে পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড অন্যতম। শুধুমাত্র দেশের বৃহত্তর তেল বিপণন কোম্পানি হিসেবেই নয়, বরং সেবার মান ও দক্ষতার বিবেচনায় পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড সর্বমহলে বিশেষ মর্যাদায় আসীন হয়ে আছে। পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড জ্বালানি তেল, লুব্রিকেটিং অয়েল, গ্রিজ, বিটুমিন, এলপিজি এবং এগ্রোকেমিক্যালস পণ্য বিপণনের মাধ্যমে দেশের শিল্প, বাণিজ্য, কৃষি, বিদ্যুৎ, এভিয়েশন এবং পরিবহন খাতে উল্লেখযোগ্য ভূমিকা রেখে চলেছে। জ্বালানি তেল মজুদ ও বিতরণের জন্য পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেডের পরিচালনাধীন সারা দেশে 15টি অয়েল ডিপো, 3টি এভিয়েশন ডিপো ও একটি প্রধান স্থাপনা সহ মোট 19টি স্থাপনা রয়েছে। বর্তমান সরকার দেশে জ্বালানি অপরিহার্যতার গুরুত্ব বিবেচনা করে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তার বিষয়টি সর্বোচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার হিসেবে ঘোষণা করেছে। পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড নিরলস প্রচেষ্টার মাধ্যমে জ্বালানি তেলের মজুদ ক্ষমতা 2009 সালে 1.41 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টন থেকে 2020 সালে 2.90 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টনে উন্নীত করেছে। একই সময় কোম্পানির পেট্রোলিয়াম পণ্যের বিক্রয়ের পরিমাণ 12.24 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টন থেকে 19.63 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টনে বৃদ্ধি পেয়েছে। বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশনের পক্ষে পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড হযরত শাহজালাল আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দর ঢাকা, হযরত শাহ আমানত আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দর চট্টগ্রাম ও সিলেট ওসমানী আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরে জেট A1 জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহ করছে। বর্তমান সরকারের সময় আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরগুলোতে রিফুয়েলারের পাশাপাশি আধুনিক হাইড্রেন্ট পদ্ধতিতে উড়োজাহাজে এভিয়েশন ফুয়েল জেট A1 সরবরাহ করার ব্যবস্থা গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে। টার্মিনাল অটোমেশনের অংশ হিসেবে কোম্পানির চট্টগ্রামস্থ প্রধান স্থাপনায় 34টি তৈলাধারে আধুনিক রেডার টাইপ অটো ট্যাঙ্ক গেজিং সিস্টেম স্থাপন করা হয়েছে। বর্তমানে চট্টগ্রামস্থ প্রধান স্থাপনার সামগ্রিক অপারেশন কার্যক্রম অটোমেশনের মাধ্যমে নিয়ন্ত্রণের জন্য পরামর্শক নিয়োগ করা হয়েছে। 1 নভেম্বর 2018 মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী কাঞ্চন ব্রিজ হতে হযরত শাহজালাল আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দর পর্যন্ত জেট A1 পাইপলাইন প্রকল্পের শুভ উদ্বোধন করেন।
জেট A1 পাইপলাইন পিতলগঞ্জ থেকে কুমিল্লা এভিয়েশন ডিপো কে এডি পর্যন্ত আমরা একটা পাইপলাইন নিয়ে করে দিচ্ছি, যাতে জেট ফুয়েলটা সরাসরি এয়ারপোর্ট করে হযরত শাহজালাল এয়ারপোর্টে পৌঁছাতে পারে। এই পাইপলাইন নির্মাণের ভিত্তিপ্রস্তর স্থাপন করছি।
এর ধারাবাহিকতায় হযরত শাহজালাল আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরে জেট A1 জ্বালানির ক্রমবর্ধমান চাহিদা পূরণে এবং সহজ, সুষ্ঠু ও ব্যয় সাশ্রয়ী পরিবহন কার্যক্রম পরিচালনার লক্ষ্যে ট্যাঙ্ক লরি যোগে পরিবহন ব্যবস্থার পরিবর্তে বিপিসির অর্থায়নে পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেডের ব্যবস্থাপনায় নারায়ণগঞ্জ জেলার পিতলগঞ্জস্থ কাঞ্চন ব্রিজ সংলগ্ন নির্মাণাধীন ডিপো হতে কুর্বিটোলা এভিয়েশন ডিপো পর্যন্ত 16 কিলোমিটার দীর্ঘ 8 ইঞ্চি ব্যাসের ভূগর্ভস্থ জেট A1 পাইপলাইন নির্মাণ প্রকল্পের কাজ এগিয়ে চলছে। অন্যদিকে পদ্মা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেডের নিজস্ব অর্থায়ন ও ব্যবস্থাপনায় চট্টগ্রামস্থ প্রধান স্থাপনা হতে শাহ আমানত আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরে পাইপলাইন যোগে জেট A1 সরবরাহের লক্ষ্যে জেট A1 পাইপলাইন ফ্রম MI টু শাহ আমানত ইন্টারন্যাশনাল এয়ারপোর্ট চট্টগ্রাম প্রকল্প গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে। এই প্রকল্পের অধীনে কোম্পানির চট্টগ্রামস্থ প্রধান স্থাপনা হতে হজরত শাহ আমানত আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরে 5.77 কিলোমিটার দীর্ঘ পাইপলাইন নির্মিত হবে। বর্ণিত প্রকল্পসমূহ বাস্তবায়িত হলে জেট A1 জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহের ক্ষেত্রে পরিবহন ব্যয় হ্রাস পাবে এবং বিভিন্ন প্রতিকূল পরিবেশে দেশে জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহের সক্ষমতা আরও বৃদ্ধি পাবে। জ্বালানি তেল বিপণনের পাশাপাশি এই কোম্পানির নিজস্ব অর্থায়নে চট্টগ্রামের আগ্রাবাদে নিজস্ব 0.42 একর জমিতে প্রধান কার্যালয়ের জন্য 2টি বেসমেন্ট ও একটি সেমি বেসমেন্ট সহ 23 তলা অফিস ভবনের নির্মাণ কাজ এগিয়ে চলেছে। এছাড়াও ঢাকাস্থ পরিবাগে কোম্পানির নিজস্ব 1.88 একর জায়গায় অতিরিক্ত 2টি বেসমেন্ট সহ 12 তলা অফিস ভবন নির্মাণ কার্যক্রম গ্রহণ করা হয়েছে।
মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড
এগিয়ে চলেছে 21 শতকের বাংলাদেশ। যে কোনো দেশের উন্নয়নের চাকাকে গতিশীল রাখার একটি অপরিহার্য নিয়ামক জ্বালানি। স্বাধীন বাংলাদেশ পুনর্গঠনে জ্বালানির সুষ্ঠু সরবরাহ ও ব্যবস্থাপনা নিশ্চিত করে যে কটি প্রতিষ্ঠান, এর মধ্যে অন্যতম মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড। জাতীয় উন্নয়নের প্রতিটি ক্ষেত্রে সুষ্ঠু ও নিরাপদে দেশের সর্বত্র জ্বালানি তেল পৌঁছে দেওয়ার এক গুরুদায়িত্বে নিয়োজিত রয়েছে মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড। বাংলাদেশ কৃষি প্রধান দেশ। বিশেষ করে কৃষি সেচ মৌসুমে দেশের প্রত্যন্ত অঞ্চলে প্রান্তিক কৃষকের দোরগোড়ায় যথাসময়ে সরকার নির্ধারিত মূল্যে নিরবিচ্ছিন্নভাবে ডিজেল সরবরাহ করার লক্ষ্যে মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড গুরুত্বপূর্ণ দায়িত্ব পালন করে আসছে। ফলে বিগত কয়েক বছর যাবৎ কৃষিতে বাম্পার ফলন দেশকে খাদ্যে স্বয়ংসম্পূর্ণ করেছে। দেশের অর্থনৈতিক উন্নয়নে বিদ্যুৎ একটি অপরিহার্য বিষয়। তাই দেশের প্রত্যন্ত অঞ্চলে স্থাপিত বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্রসমূহে চাহিদা অনুযায়ী সঠিক সময়ে জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহের মাধ্যমে মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড অত্যন্ত দক্ষতার সাথে তার দায়িত্ব পালন করে আসছে, যা শিল্পায়নের দিকে এগিয়ে নিচ্ছে দেশকে। তাছাড়াও কোম্পানিটির বিভিন্ন শিল্প প্রতিষ্ঠানে চাহিদা অনুযায়ী জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহ সহ পৃথিবীর বিখ্যাত BP ব্র্যান্ডের বিভিন্ন গ্রেডের লুব্রিকেটিং অয়েল বাজারজাত করে আসছে। মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেডের সূচনা লগ্ন থেকেই একদল নিবেদিত প্রাণ দক্ষ কর্মী বাহিনীর মাধ্যমে গড়ে তুলেছে তার সকল কার্যক্রম। পেট্রোলিয়াম পণ্য বিপণনের পাশাপাশি দেশ সেবাতেও পিছিয়ে নেই মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড। কর্পোরেট সোশ্যাল রেসপন্সিবিলিটির আওতায় বিভিন্ন সামাজিক কার্যক্রমে অংশগ্রহণ ও অনুদান প্রদান সহ গরিব মেধাবী শিক্ষার্থীদের উচ্চশিক্ষায় বৃত্তি প্রদান করে আসছে। বিশেষ করে 2013 সালের 24 এপ্রিল সাভারে রানা প্লাজায় ভয়াবহ ধ্বংসে নিহত ও আহত পোশাক শ্রমিকদের পরিবারের সাহায্যার্থে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীর বিশেষ সহায়তা তহবিলে 10 লক্ষ টাকা প্রদান করে মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড। জাতির জনক বঙ্গবন্ধুর সুযোগ্য কন্যা মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনার ভিশন 2021 বাস্তবায়ন এবং দেশে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা সুদৃঢ় করার লক্ষ্যে বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন ও এর অঙ্গ প্রতিষ্ঠানসমূহ একনিষ্ঠভাবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। বিপিসির নির্দেশনার আলোকে দক্ষ ব্যবস্থাপনা, সুষ্ঠু পরিকল্পনা, প্রকল্প বাস্তবায়ন, মজুত ও বিতরণের মাধ্যমে দেশের জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা বিধানে বিশেষ অবদান রেখে চলেছে এবং বর্তমান সরকারের রূপকল্প 2021 ও ভিশন 2041 বাস্তবায়নে নিরলসভাবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। দেশের ক্রমবর্ধমান জ্বালানি চাহিদার প্রেক্ষিতে বিগত এক দশকে মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড জ্বালানি তেলের মজুত বৃদ্ধি ও অবকাঠামো উন্নয়নের জন্য স্টোরেজ ট্যাঙ্ক নির্মাণ, নতুন ডিপো নির্মাণ, বিদ্যমান ব্যবস্থার আধুনিকরণ সহ বিভিন্ন পদক্ষেপ গ্রহণ করেছে। দেশে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা নিশ্চিত করার স্বার্থে বর্তমানে মেঘনা সারা দেশে 2 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টন মজুত ক্ষমতা গড়ে তুলেছে। এছাড়া চট্টগ্রামস্থ প্রধান স্থাপনায় 12,100 মেট্রিক টন ধারণ ক্ষমতা সম্পন্ন POL স্টোরেজ ট্যাঙ্ক স্থাপন করা হয়েছে। বৃহত্তর বরিশাল জেলা সহ পার্শ্ববর্তী জেলাগুলোতে নিরবিচ্ছিন্নভাবে জ্বালানি তেল সরবরাহের উদ্দেশ্যে 2014 সালে 2118 মেট্রিক টন ক্ষমতা বৃদ্ধির জন্য মেঘনার নারায়ণগঞ্জে গোদনাইল ও আলীগঞ্জ ডিপোতে 8000 মেট্রিক টন এবং 7000 মেট্রিক টন ধারণ ক্ষমতা সম্পন্ন 2টি স্টোরেজ ট্যাঙ্ক নির্মাণ করা হয়েছে। সিলেটের মোগলা বাজার ডিপোতে 1000 মেট্রিক টন ক্ষমতা সম্পন্ন POL মজুদ ট্যাঙ্ক নির্মিত হয়েছে। অন্যদিকে বৃহত্তর খুলনা জেলার মহেশ্বর পাশাই বেদখল হয়ে যাওয়া 13 একর জমি উদ্ধার করে সেখানে 400 মেগাওয়াট বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্র স্থাপনের উদ্যোগ নেওয়া হয়েছে। মেঘনার প্রতিটি ডিপোতে ডিজিটাল বাংলাদেশ বিনির্মাণে অটোমেশন পদ্ধতি চালু করার কাজ এগিয়ে চলছে। পতেঙ্গার প্রধান স্থাপনায় তেলের সঠিক পরিমাপ নির্ধারণে সর্বাধুনিক অটোগেজিং ব্যবস্থা চালু হয়েছে। পর্যায়ক্রমে তা দেশের সকল ডিপোতে চালু করা হচ্ছে। চট্টগ্রামস্থ আগ্রাবাদে সর্বাধুনিক সুযোগ সুবিধা সম্পন্ন 3টি বেসমেন্ট সহ 22 তলা প্রধান কার্যালয় ভবন নির্মাণ শুরু হয়েছে। ঢাকার মতিঝিলেও বহুতল ভবন নির্মাণে পদক্ষেপ নেওয়া হয়েছে। অবকাঠামো উন্নয়নের আওতায় জাতীয় উন্নয়নের কাঙ্ক্ষিত বিকাশে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তার সর্বোচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার এই মন্ত্রে উজ্জীবিত মেঘনা পেট্রোলিয়াম লিমিটেড দায়িত্ব পালনে সদা বদ্ধপরিকর। সবার মতো মেঘনাও স্বপ্ন দেখে এক সমৃদ্ধ সুন্দর আগামী, আর প্রতিটি কর্মমুহূর্তে বিশ্বাস করে উন্নয়নের পথে আমরাও এক গতিশক্তি। অনির্বাণ আগামী, উন্নয়নের অভিযাত্রায় অদম্য বাংলাদেশ।
যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড।
যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড বাংলাদেশের আর্থ সামাজিক উন্নয়নে সবার সাথে কাঁধে কাঁধ মিলিয়ে এগিয়ে চলা রাষ্ট্রীয় মালিকানাধীন একটি তেল বিপণন কোম্পানি। জাতির এ উন্নয়নে সবার সাথে এক ক্ষুদ্র চালিকা শক্তি ও যোগানদাতা হিসেবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড। জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা সর্বোচ্চ অগ্রাধিকার এই মন্ত্রে উজ্জীবিত যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড বিগত 5 দশক ধরে নিরবচ্ছিন্নভাবে জ্বালানি তেল বিপণনের মাধ্যমে জাতির অগ্রগতিতে নিরলসভাবে সেবা প্রদান করে আসছে। একটু পিছনে ফিরে তাকালে দেখা যাবে এই কোম্পানির রয়েছে এক সুদীর্ঘ ইতিহাস। মূলত 1964 সালে 2 কোটি টাকা মূলধন নিয়ে তৎকালীন পাকিস্তানের প্রথম জাতীয় তেল কোম্পানি হিসেবে পাকিস্তান ন্যাশনাল অয়েল লিমিটেড নামে কোম্পানিটি যাত্রা শুরু করে। 1971 সালে স্বাধীনতা অর্জনের পর বাংলাদেশ অ্যাবান্ডেন্ট প্রপার্টি আদেশ 1972 বলে পাকিস্তান ন্যাশনাল অয়েল লিমিটেডকে পরিত্যক্ত সম্পত্তি হিসেবে ঘোষণা করে গণপ্রজাতন্ত্রী বাংলাদেশ সরকার কর্তৃক অধিগ্রহণ করা হয় এবং নামকরণ করা হয় বাংলাদেশ ন্যাশনাল অয়েলস লিমিটেড। অতঃপর 13 জানুয়ারি 1973 তারিখে এক সরকারি আদেশ বলে এর পুনঃনামকরণ করা হয় যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড। পরবর্তীকালে 1976 সালের 13 নভেম্বর তারিখে অর্ডিন্যান্স 1976 মাধ্যমে প্রতিষ্ঠিত বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন তথা বিপিসি এর আওতাধীন একটি গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অঙ্গ প্রতিষ্ঠান হিসেবে নিরলসভাবে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড। এ কোম্পানির সকল কার্যক্রম বাংলাদেশ পেট্রোলিয়াম কর্পোরেশন কর্তৃক নিয়ন্ত্রিত। যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড পরিচালনার জন্য বর্তমানে 9 সদস্যের একটি পরিচালনা পর্ষদ রয়েছে। যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেডের প্রধান কার্যালয় যমুনা ভবন চট্টগ্রামের আগ্রাবাদে এবং লিয়াজু অফিস যমুনা ভবন কারওয়ান বাজার ঢাকায় অবস্থিত। কোম্পানিটির প্রধান স্থাপনা চট্টগ্রামস্থ পতেঙ্গার গুপ্তখালে অবস্থিত, যা কোম্পানির পরিচালন কার্যক্রমের কেন্দ্রবিন্দু। এছাড়াও গ্রাহক সেবা প্রদানের জন্য রয়েছে 4টি বিভাগীয় এবং 5টি আঞ্চলিক বিক্রয় অফিস। কোম্পানির ভিশন দেশের সর্বত্র নিরবচ্ছিন্নভাবে সরকার নির্ধারিত মূল্যে মানসম্মত পেট্রোলিয়াম পণ্য সরবরাহের মাধ্যমে দেশে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা নিশ্চিতকরণ। কোম্পানির মিশন পেট্রোলিয়ামজাত পণ্য ক্রয়, মজুত, বিতরণ ও সুষ্ঠু ব্যবস্থাপনার মাধ্যমে দেশে জ্বালানি তেলের সরবরাহ নিশ্চিতকরণ। পেট্রোলিয়াম সংশ্লিষ্ট অবকাঠামোর উন্নয়ন, বিপণন ও পরিচালন কার্যক্রমের আধুনিকীকরণ, বাজারের চাহিদার সাথে মিল রেখে উদ্ভাবনী ব্যবসা নীতি এবং পণ্যের বহুমুখিতা আনয়ন। কোম্পানির প্রধান কাজগুলো হলো সরকার ও বিপিসির নির্দেশনার আলোকে পেট্রোলিয়ামজাত পণ্য বিপণনের মাধ্যমে সেবা প্রদান, ইআরএল আমদানি এবং অন্যান্য স্থানীয় উৎস হতে জ্বালানি তেল গ্রহণ ও মজুতকরণ। সারা দেশে সরকার নির্ধারিত মূল্যে নিরবচ্ছিন্নভাবে পেট্রোলিয়ামজাত পণ্যের সরবরাহ নিশ্চিতকরণ, গ্রাহক পর্যায়ে মানসম্পন্ন পণ্য সরবরাহ নিশ্চিতকরণ, জ্বালানি তেলের মজুত ক্ষমতা বিপণন ও সরবরাহ বৃদ্ধি করে দেশে জ্বালানি নিরাপত্তা নিশ্চিতকরণ। যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড বিভিন্ন ধরনের পেট্রোলিয়াম প্রোডাক্ট সংগ্রহ, মজুদ ও বিপণন করে থাকে। পেট্রোলিয়ামজাত প্রোডাক্টগুলো হল HOBC হাই অকটেন ব্লেন্ডিং কম্পোনেন্ট বা অকটেন, MS মোটর স্প্রিট বা পেট্রোল, SKO সুপিরিয়র কেরোসিন অয়েল, HSD হাই স্পিড ডিজেল, JBO জুট বেচিং অয়েল, FO ফার্নেস অয়েল, LPG লিকুইফাইড পেট্রোলিয়াম গ্যাস, লুব্রিক্যান্টস ও গ্রিজ এবং বিটুমিন। এছাড়াও কোম্পানিটি বিশ্বখ্যাত মোবিল ব্র্যান্ডের বিভিন্ন গ্রেডের লুব্রিকেটিং অয়েল বাজারজাত করে আসছে। অন্যদিকে যমুনা অয়েল কোম্পানি লিমিটেড দুটি জয়েন্ট ভেঞ্চার কোম্পানিতে বিনিয়োগ করেছে। তার একটি হল MJL বাংলাদেশ লিমিটেড, যার মালিকানা শতকরা 19.46 ভাগ, এবং অপরটি হল ওমেরা ফুয়েলস লিমিটেড, যার মালিকানা শতকরা 25 ভাগ। চুক্তি মোতাবেক MJL বাংলাদেশ লিমিটেডও বিশ্বখ্যাত মোবিল ব্র্যান্ডের লুব্রিকেটিং অয়েল ব্লেন্ডিংও বাজারজাত করছে। স্বাধীনতা উত্তর বাংলাদেশের কৃষি, শিল্প, বিদ্যুৎ, যোগাযোগ ও অবকাঠামোগত উন্নয়নে জ্বালানি তেলের চাহিদা বেড়েই চলেছে। বর্তমানে দেশে জ্বালানি তেলের বার্ষিক চাহিদা 53 লক্ষ মেট্রিক টনের অধিক। এছাড়াও সেক্টর ভিত্তিক জ্বালানি তেলের ব্যবহার ক্রমশ বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে।
Thanks everyone for watching the videos. Now, I bid farewell to you all by handing over the session to today's moderator, Professor Captain Kaji Ali Imam sir. Sir, please come on stage.
Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start the session, I would request Mr. Muhammad Ghulam Mustafa, Project Director, Dual Gauge Double Rail Line Project from Jaidapur to Ishordi, to come on the stage and take his seat. Next, I would call upon Mr. SM Salimullah Bahar, Chief Planning Officer of Bangladesh Railway, to come up on the stage and take his seat, please. Respected Managing Director, Mr. Rashidul Haq of Expo Net Exhibition Private Limited, the organizer of today's event. Respected speakers from home and abroad, especially Mr. Bernd Spanier, who is a mission head here from European Union. Distinguished guest, dear participant, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all, and a very warm welcome to this session. It is an absolute honor to stand before you as a session moderator for today's talk on cross-border networking dialogue. Just to give a little introduction of myself, my name is Captain Kazi Ali Imam. Presently, I'm working as a professor and head of department in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University. Prior to that, I worked in Bangladesh Shipping Corporation as ship captain as well as general manager in the shore establishment, that is the head office, for 27 years. Thereafter, on deputation, I served in many government institutions. The government took me there. I was in Department of Shipping as Chief Nautical Surveyor and Examiner, and also in NMI as Principal, and Bangladesh Marine Academy as Commandant. I retired in 2006 and later served in some private companies, which is one of them was NMCI, National Maritime Consultative Corporation. It's a US company based in Dhaka, their branch office. I was also in International Maritime Academy as Principal, and also Canadian University of Bangladesh as an associate professor. From there, I joined Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Maritime University. I'm still there for the last 5 years. Also, I had been to many foreign countries to attend seminars and present my keynote papers as well. So that's a short introduction. Now I'll come to this event today. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our esteemed speakers and participants, those who have traveled from various parts of this globe to be here today. Your presence underscores the significance of this event and our collective commitment to explore global business opportunities in a diverse range of sectors that are pivotal to our future. Bangladesh, with its strategic location and growing economic, stands at the threshold of tremendous opportunities in power, oil and gas, offshore engineering, renewable energy, and blue biotechnologies. Our rich maritime heritage and extensive coastline over vast potential in port and harbor and shipping and logistics, shipbuilding and ship recycling industry. Today's dialogue is a testament of our shared vision of harnessing these opportunities through collaboration and innovation. Our discussion will delve into critical areas such as marine fisheries, marine tourism, marine pollution and multimodal transportation planning, encompassing river and rail and roads. We will also touch upon marine spatial planning, marine and offshore employment, and the vital aspects of digitalization and decarbonization. As we navigate through these topics, I encourage each one of you to actively participate, share your insights, and foster connections that will pave the way to our sustainable growth and development. The diverse expertise gathered in this room, for financing and business consultancy to technological achievements, offers a unique platform to forge meaningful partnerships and drive forward the blue economy. I think I'm taking a bit of time. I'd like to extend my special thanks to our international speakers, especially Bernd Spaniel, whose wealth of knowledge and experience will undoubtedly enrich our discussion. Your contribution are invaluable and we are eager to learn from your perspectives on global best practices and emerging trends. In closing, I am confident that today's dialogue will not only illuminate us in new pathways in economic collaboration and also strengthen the bonds between our nations. Let us work together to unlock the full potential of Bangladesh maritime and energy sectors, fostering a future that is prosperous, sustainable, and inclusive of all. Once again, welcome to this International Marinetech Bangladesh Expo Dialogue 24. Let's make this an inspiring and eventful event. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay. Now I will, of course, call upon our first speakers, Mr. Bernd Spaniel, to come on the stage to present his dialogue or papers. Mr. Bernd Spaniel is actually a head of mission of European Union. He's a delegate from European Union. He is working here for last 1.5 years, involved in a lot of activities, especially he's looking after the labor standard in different industries. He has visited a lot of shipping institutions like shipbuilding industry, ship recycling industry, the garment sectors, and many others. So he's trying to see that the regulation that is introduced by European Union is being implemented in Bangladesh, especially in the labor sector of our industry.
So thank you for this kind introduction, and also a pleasure to be visiting this fair. I was already here yesterday at the opening, and I can say that tomorrow my boss, the ambassador, will be here for another panel discussion. So that goes to show how much importance we attach as European Union to the shipping industry, because we believe at European Union that Bangladesh needs to diversify its economy a bit more, because as you all know, the garment sector is so dominant in this country that we're looking for other industries that could play a bigger role in the economy, and certainly the shipping industry is one of them. So it's fair to say that the maritime industry is on top of the European Union's economic and environmental agenda. What we try is to prevent that there is some substandard shipping happening. We try to reduce the risk of serious maritime accidents and minimize the environmental impact of maritime transport. And as Professor said in his introduction, a big focus of what we're doing as the European Union is to work on labor rights, labor standards. And an essential focus on the shipping industry is improving the working conditions, the health and safety in the shipbreaking industry. And the EU rules on ship recycling aim to make the processes green and safer, reducing the negative environmental and social impact. So I could see this for myself last year when I was visiting Chittagong, and I went to see the PHP ship breaking yard. And I have to say I was very impressed by the standards I found. I mean, it's one of the, I think, 4 Hong Kong certified shipbreaking yards in the country. And to have these standards will be a tremendous advantage for Bangladesh to attract businesses from abroad, from third countries. But still, as you know, many other companies fall short of these international standards, and they need to invest significantly in the safety, health and environmental standards to improve things, to also certify for the Hong Kong Convention. Let me say that to have these, Hong Kong branded facilities is not just a matter of safety and economic, environmental soundness. It's a branding element for Bangladesh. Look at it as a brand. In the garment sector, when you had Rana Plaza happening 10 years ago, that was very bad for Bangladesh's international reputation. Ever since, in the past 10 years, with the help of international partners, Bangladesh has improved so much the safety standards in the garment sector that now it's among the countries with the highest standards around the world. Also in terms of, green energy. Bangladesh has now the highest number of green energy, of greener production sites in the garment industry in the world. Now, what happened is you turned the brand upside down. And the same can happen in the shipbreaking sector. If you have the compliance and you market it right, it will do a lot to elevate the Bangladeshi brand in the world. Now, this is for shipbreaking, but if you look at the industry, how the industry is changing now, every country has to comply with this decarbonization strategy and have low zero emissions by 2050. And, the shipping industry is a big part of that, because shipping accounts for 6% of the global carbon emissions worldwide. It would be, as I said yesterday, if the shipping industry were a country, it would be the 6th biggest polluter in the world. So what the International Maritime Organization is doing is try to have the strategy to have zero emissions by 2050. And what we as European Union is doing is help Bangladeshi shipping sector to achieve this. And we try this to do by technology transfer, because already in European ports we have facilities that use new forms of fuel that are not based on heavy fuel. It's based on methanol, it's both based on clean hydrogen. We have ports with electrifying facilities. And all these technologies we try to bring to Bangladesh so that you don't have to spend the same amount of money and waiting until this is established here. So you can leapfrog these standards, come from a low standard to immediately a high standard without going to a middle standard way. But I have to say something maybe in a more critical note while I'm here and I have you as an audience. Bangladesh and the shipping industry, you want to attract more foreign direct investment. That is something, because economy the size of Bangladesh, it's quite funny to see that foreign direct investment is very, very low, especially if you compare to other countries such as Vietnam, for instance. And it's very low because there are certain barriers that prevent European investors from investing in Bangladesh. One of them is the provision that foreign investors cannot invest or own companies in the shipping sector of more than 49%. So if you invest in a company but you are limited for having majority ownership, of course this is something that's not very attractive to foreign investments. And we try to maybe have a way to change this, because then you will have many, many European enterprises willing to invest in Bangladesh, but it has to be a bit made easier for them. Second issue we are facing as European Union is, as you know, if it comes to cargo shipping, cargo vessels, 50% is reserved to domestic vessels, although there's not the capacity to cope with all the shippings that come in and out. So as long as this restriction is in place, I think the investments coming from the European Union are not as big as they could be. And we are addressing this issue with the government to see if we can have here facilitation and have easier access of foreign vessels to Bangladeshi ship ports so that we can lift business further up. I would stop here for the moment and be happy if you have later questions from your side to answer this in a more interactive way. And looking forward to hear from my co-panelists. Thank you very much for it.
Thank you, Mr. Bernd Spaniel, for your very important discussion and talk on business prospects of Bangladesh and European Union. Mr. Bernd Spaniel spoke about many issues that concerns mutual benefits between the investors and, of course, the Bangladesh. He spoke about the standard of labor in Bangladesh, and they still feel that a lot to be improved to come up with the international standard to satisfy all the buyers who come from abroad to get our, especially the garments from Bangladesh. He spoke about Hong Kong Convention, which is supposed to be implemented in the ship recycling industry. And the good thing is that Bangladesh has ratified this convention, and they are working very seriously for its implementation. And I have Mr. Mehboob here, who is working vigorously and trying to make people aware of this requirement and that to fulfill. Otherwise, we may not have the full market capacity that we are able to do that. So this is a very important part of our ship recycling industry, that we have to comply with the Hong Kong Convention. And he has also spoke about improvement in the sectors, in the shipbuilding sectors, also ship recycling sectors, that if we comply with all the international standard, there will be more markets for Bangladesh and more investors will come to invest money in the country. He also spoke about decarbonization, and he's mentioned about the IMO target that by 2050 there will be zero carbon emission from the ships, and IMO is vehemently working on that and progressing very fast, and they have introduced many rules and regulations that ship has to comply to reach that target of zero emission in the ship's emission control. Okay, that is pollution from ships also is a part of the discussions that he brought up, and also the contribution or help from European Union, because they want to invest money in Bangladesh, but they want that the rules and regulations should be in favor, that people are interested, the countries are interested to invest money in Bangladesh. Otherwise, it's a barrier. He mentioned about 50-50 cargo capacity, that Bangladesh has made a flag protection act that says that Bangladesh has to carry 50% of the cargo that is exported or imported for Bangladesh, or exported from Bangladesh. So that is also a barrier. He thinks that if it is open to all the carriers that are operating in the freight market, they will be more interested to come and carry cargo for Bangladesh. But of course, our government has to give some protection to our industry, and it's even for that matter, I can say that we have a PLA 480, which is an American act that if you bring anything, any aid cargo from United States, you got to carry the cargo in their own ships, in their own flag carriers. That's also kind of a protection that even a developed country, number one country in the world, is taking. So maybe there is a scope for discussion on that. And another issue that he has mentioned, the very important one, was about ship registration. That Bangladesh has made a rule that the shareholders have to 51% from Bangladesh and 49% from abroad. So he said that in that case, the countries will not be interested to come and invest money in Bangladesh, because if they don't have any part in the management level, then they think they are vulnerable. They that may not be very attractive for proposal for them. So this is, and also he said that if you adopt some rules and regulation that helps for foreign investment, that will give an access for them to come in Bangladesh and invest money. Thank you very much, Mr. Barn Spaniel, for your excellent talk and very important issues that you have raised. I hope it will be taken care of by the audience and the government policymakers, hopefully. And so I'll request Captain Sabir Muhammad to come on the stage, please, because I was told initially to call two of the speakers, and also Muhammad Abdullah Jahir of Deputy Country Manager of PSA International. Please come on the stage and take your seat. Okay, our second speaker is Captain Sabir Mahmood. He's a Principal Officer of Mercantile Marine Department. I would like to give some introduction of Captain Sabir has several years command experience. He was also Chief of Nautical Studies in Bangladesh Marine Academy prior joining this present post, which is a Principal Officer of Mercantile Marine Office, and also is a Registrar of Bangladesh Ships. Captain Sabir Mahmood, the floor is yours, please. Thank you.
So good afternoon to all. So my today's presentation is mainly on investment opportunity in maritime clusters of Bangladesh. As a ship registrar and directly connected with Bangladesh shipping, I would like to focus mainly on the shipping and shipping businesses, what may be achieved to grow our economy. So to understand shipping, we must have the understanding of trade versus shipping. As you know, the more there is the trade, the more there is opportunity of shipping. And Bangladesh is having now the trade of goods around 143 billion US dollar, and export-import is 119 million tons of cargo, which is not very much in terms of the world trade, but still this has a significant amount, especially as per UNCTAD report, the Asian developing countries, they are having a very good control on the trade, especially 50% of the world goods discharged in this developing Asia. So you understand that how impact is there. And 35% of the goods are loaded. That means we are exporting 35% and importing 50%. So, and in the terms of the total tonnage of the ship transported by the sea, that means seaborne cargo, actually 11 billion tons, and which is growing every year in a 3.2%. So to understand our position, actually, we have these two main flow of the cargo. One is export, which is fully depends on the container trade, manufactured goods, garments, products, all of this. Our export is mainly container based, and our import is mainly on the base of various commodities like grain, then coal, then bulk, liquid. You have seen the oils, product oil, all those things. So in the container, actually you can see we have the export is 1.89 million tons. We have import cargo, and we have export cargo is only 7.83. But as the manufactured goods is value is higher, so what the freight we are handling, it is nearly actually 40 to 45% in the container trade. So in the container trade, we have the export of about 1.2 million TEUs export, and about 0.7 to 0.8 million TEUs is the import. And the freight actually we are paying to do this, for the export freight is 2 billion, and for the import freight is nearly 1 billion. So altogether in the container sector we have 3 billion freight market, and we have a very small share in it, which our honorable guest of today, he mentioned that actually we have a law of 50% cargo has to be taken by Bangladesh flagship. Actually, as this is a very competitive market in the container trade, it is a very restricted and competitive. So in this trade, actually, we are very new. That's why we need to give some protection in this trade. And we are coming up with our container fleet, which I will show in the next slides. And in the bulk carrier, the amount is more, but the cargo transportation cost is not too much. That value of the cargo also not that much. So transportation cost is that 4.15 billion US dollar. So in fact, nearly same, though the amount of or tonnage of export is less than the tonnage of import, but the freight market is nearly 60-40. So now what is the maritime cluster? Actually, the cluster means all the geographical concentration of similar or related maritime companies. And the issues or main purpose of this cluster is to actually companies share secrets, collaborate, innovation, and ride the waves of prosperity together. There is the 4 main points of cluster: ports, then logistics support, shipping, and maritime services. So mainly I will speak about shipping and maritime services, as port and logistics support also can be discussed in another issues. So in the shipping cluster, actually from the building to scrapping, everywhere we have a contribution and participation, though in the different level of our participation. You can see that in shipbuilding, actually China, Korea, Japan, they are the leaders, while the ship recycling, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan are the leaders. So in between there are 2 important things. One is ownership and registration, those who are owning and registering the ships, and another one is operating the ships. So actually there is a little bit differences, maybe the ship building and ship owning in one country, but registration in different countries. But still, the Japan has a balance in the building and owning, but others having a big difference. That means Japan's shipbuilding is depend on their owning, whereas other shipbuilding actually not 100% depending on their ship owning. So here also you can see over half of the world fleet tonnage in deadweight owned by Asian companies. That means whoever is having the cargo, he has have the priority to get the ships and control of the trade. And every year we have an increase of 70 million deadweight. Nearly the amount of ship is 2,000 to 3,000 ships increasing every year. Of course, the types of ships and demand of the type of ships is changing. So what is the situation of Bangladesh? Initially, we were in a very small position, but in just this month, first time of our history in Bangladesh, we have achieved the 100 numbers of ship. That is a very proud moment for us, actually. And you can see our growth rate. If we follow in this growth rate, we hope we can achieve 200 ship by 2028, inshallah. And what is the position of our shipping? In the world tonnage, actually, we have, though very small number, still 0.3% of the global tonnage we carry, but we have some special positioning, especially growth of the shipping. we are in the 8th position of the global growth, which is about 8.2%. You have seen the normal, our shipping growth is 3.2, but in Bangladesh, we have a growth of 8.2%, which is actually in a leading position. And in the ship registration, we are about in the 30th position of the world. And ship owning, we are about 35th position. And another one is very important milestone for us, that our ship's average size is bigger. We have now nearly 49,000 deadweight ton of ship, every ship. So average ship's size are getting bigger. So these are our very important milestones. You can see the division of our ships. We have bulk carrier of 75 numbers, oil tanker 7, chemical tanker 6, LPG carrier 3, and container carrier 9. Even before 4 years, we don't have that much diversification of the fleets. And we are going to have more diversification. We are having to have mother LNG carriers and new, as you know, decarbonization is coming. So our ship owners are leading to buy a lot of LNG fuel ships. So we are actually following the trend of international and IMO requirements. And among this, what is the features of us? That our new build ship was 9, and first time in the world actually in this Bangladesh history, beside Bangladesh Shipping Corporation, private ship owners are also giving order to the developed country. Still now in the China, Korea, and Japan, in Bangladesh flagship is under construction. The mother LNG carrier in Japan and Korea is under construction. And our below 10 years of ship is about 26 numbers, which is rising up. And all specialized ship is 25. That is last 4 years we have achieved. Our average fleet size is 16 years. And we have Panamax bulk carrier, which is more than 60,000, is 16 number. And we have Aframax tanker 1. Total investment is $2 billion US, and approximate yearly earning from the freight is $500 million US. So that which our guest speaker told, that we have a Flag Vessel Protection Act. 50% cargo has to be carried. Yes, we don't have the capacity now to carry that 50%. We have the capacity only 10 to 15%. And as the ship owning is increasing, our capacity is also increasing. We are now 20 to 25% can carry. But if we want to carry 50%, only to carry our own cargo, we need 200 ships. So hope by 2028, when we get 200 ships, then nobody can blame us that we don't have the capacity to carry. We have the capacity, and the Flag Vessel Protection Act does not give the protection in the free market. There is a wrong conception. The protection has been given, but in a competitive rate and competitive freight market. Flag vessel will compete in the international market in the terms of freight. So there is no chance actually to mislead or misguide the community. So the free trade is there, but only if the same freight is there, we have to give priority to our own flag vessel. Though our more than 50% of the flag do not care for this Flag Vessel Protection Act, they are actually moving in the whole world, even not bother to carry Bangladesh cargo. And our coastal shipping also increased very fast. We have 91 new build coastal ship in last 3 years. Those all are class build ship. And with India, we have protocol. And very recent, 2 days before, our Prime Minister signed the BIMSTEC coastal agreement, by which actually from now in 7 coastal states, we don't need any protocol. Directly our coastal ship can go. And in the coastal ship also, we have raised the size. We have highest, the size is 5,000 deadweight ship, and others 4,000, 3,500. And also there is also various diversification of the ships.
Mr. Speaker, you have 1 more minute to go, please.
Okay, so our
We have short
shipbuilding
time.
also growing very fast, though it is very small amount, and mainly focused on the coastal and inland shipbuilding. And if we can achieve even 1% of the market share of the shipbuilding, we can achieve $4 billion US. And what are the clusters actually we can have? So you can see that with the ship, there are a lot of other expenditure. So from that expenditure, actually, we have now 100% capacity of seafarers and the 50% capacity of repair, maintenance, supply, but we don't have the capacity of insurance, P&A club, or Louvel, or those sectors. Even we have zero capacity of docking of our ships. So those capacity, if we are increasing, our earning will be retained by our country. So what are the services actually? You can see the blue one, those we have the capacity, and the pink one, we don't have single capacity. We have no expertise of those level on the chartering, ship brokering, cargo broker, P&A club, insurance broker. So as the ships are increasing, we have the prospect of all those sectors to work on it so that we can have achieve of those things. So if you see this, the last slide of mine, that Greek is the highest ship owning nation in the world. They have the 17.4% of global ship owning. And out of that 17.4% ship owning, they earn 16 billion annually, whereas UK is having only 2.6% of global ship owning, but they earn 37 billion US dollar annually. And there are more than 500,000 jobs UK created, whereas Greece has created 250,000 jobs. Why? Because the UK is having a lot of intellectual services by which they are earning more than the ship owning. And those services come from the maritime clusters. That's my point. So we have to follow what are the clusters we have and how to get the money within us from those clusters. So that's the thing. The Bangladesh shipping industry has the potential to be an even greater engine for the national economy. Investing in maritime clusters and fostering collaboration is crucial to unlocking this potential and securing a prosperous future for the industry. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Captain Sabir Mahmood, for your excellent deliberation on investment opportunities in maritime cluster of Bangladesh. Muhammad Abdullah Zahir, Deputy Country Manager, PSA International Private Limited.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank you, the organizer, Marinetech, for inviting me. Before starting my presentation, I just give some details of my company. I am Muhammad Abdullah Johir, Deputy Country Manager, PSA International. So I am talking about regarding the PSA. PSA, you might know that they are international port operation leader. We started our journey 1964, and now we are the #1 global port operation in the world. PSA, they handle 45 countries, 179 location, and we handle 66 terminal. If you consider PSA International, our group revenue is $7 billion. We are handling PSA Singapore, which is our main port, and we are #1 in the rating. Especially, we are handling the port operation. Our port operation in the global, almost 20 countries and 44 locations and 66 terminal we are handling. If you consider the global operator, PSA International, we are #1 in the world. We are handling 61 million TEUs. If you consider, second is China COSCO Shipping, China Merchant Port, APM Terminal, DP World, and Hasichan. We have vast connectivity, and our experience is, management experience is more because we are handling a lot of global port in the world. We have a specific specialized port started in Singapore called Tuas Mega Port, actually, which is, we have a plan to done automatically 65 million TEUs by 2040. We have a transport and logistic department also. We have our freight station in globally also, as well as Singapore. If you consider the neighboring country, we have our investment as well as the operation in India, especially Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, and Tuticorin. As a global operator, why we come to Bangladesh? If you consider Bangladesh, the GDP in 1971, we have only 9, but now 2022, we have $465 billion. Per capita income is previously 1971, it was 137, but now US dollar 2687. Our life expectancy is previously 46 years only, now it is 72 years. In 1971, we do not have any reserve, but in 2022, we have 33 billion US dollar forex. We have the previously fertility rate was more, it was 7, but now it has been decreased, now 1.95. So why the investor should come to Bangladesh? If you consider Bangladesh with Vietnam, Thailand, the average GDP growth in Bangladesh is 7.4. In Vietnam, it is 6.8. In Thailand, it is 3.4 only. If you calculate the schooling, Bangladesh is now 7.4, Vietnam is 8.7, and Thailand is 8.4. If you consider the women in National Assembly or Parliament, Bangladesh is now 21% by the female occupancy. Again, why Bangladesh? Bangladesh, the growth rate, the GDP growth rate is 6.4%, but compared to Vietnam, it is only 5.4%. And we have a 500 billion economy, and growth is 7.1%. If you consider the Bangladesh is the 28th largest economy in the world, but 2030 under Pricewaterhouse. If you consider, because we are specialists for the port operation, at this moment, Bangladesh or Chittagong, they are handling the 95% of cargo. And apart from the Chittagong, the Mongla port handling around 2% cargo. So we have the opportunity, or Bangladesh have the opportunity to invest in a bay terminal or the other hinterland port. If you consider the key investment area, because we are working on logistics sector as well as the port operation, so there is opportunity for port and terminal, inland container depot, multimodal freight station, warehousing, and lighter ships for inland water. We have the knowledge of location, financial economic data, the CO emission data, social media, and global regulatory, because we have a compliance company in the world. We have a port net called the one-stop service for all the stakeholders. In Singapore, we are practicing this port net. In port net, everybody who are involving in shipping, or if you consider the port operation, they are in same umbrella. If you consider the sustainability, we have a lot of work in the green, and we did some project in greenhouse or for sustainability in green, and which is, and one is the Rotterdam-Singapore Green and Digital Shipping Corridor we did, and the Silk Alliance Inter-Asia Green Corridor we have. So that is the small presentation from my side, and thank you very much.
Invite our last speaker of the session, Mrs. Nazneen Nahar, Senior Planning Officer, Bangladesh Railway.
I'll start my presentation with some statistical data. So, April 2024 was the warmest April since the pre-industrial period. Not only this April 2024, since June 2023, we are having the warmest month compared to the consecutive month in the previous year. Yes, I am referring to the global warming, where 0.1 degree Celsius increase in temperature is alarming for us. We are heading toward 1.1 degree Celsius. We are not in the global warming situation. We are moving forward to the global boiling situation, right? So let's take a quick look the causes of the global warming. We can divide them in nature-induced, where greenhouse effect is active, and human-induced because of the production of greenhouse gases. So naturally, the life on Earth depends on the sun and sunlight. So when sunlight hits the Earth, some irradiated heats are supposed to be bounced back in the space. But because of the human-induced reason, people are producing greenhouse gases, and the heats which were supposed to bounce back in the space doesn't bounce back, rather stay in the atmosphere, and resulted in the increase of temperature. So these are the noxious greenhouse gases, where carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide are naturally found in the environment, and the fluorinated gases are produced by human activities. Now let us take a deep look into why greenhouse gases are produced. So this is 2022 US greenhouse gas emission by sector data produced by US Environmental Protection Agency, where we can see that transportation sector leads the proportion or contributes more, like 29%, followed by then electricity, industry, agriculture and residential and commercial. So transportation sector holds the major contribution in greenhouse gas production. Now the question is, what could be the possible solution? Should we shut everything down, like sitting in our home, we won't produce any more greenhouse gases? Or should we move toward a sustainable mode of transport? So this is our high official team from Bangladesh Railway, who will be taking you to the guided tour toward a sustainable mode of transport, consisting of Mr. S.M. Salimullah Bahar, Chief Planning Officer, Mr. Golam Mustafa, Project Director, ABM Kamruz Zaman, Director Mechanical, and I am Nazneen Nahar, Senior Planning Officer. So back to this slide again, where greenhouse gas emissions are produced by sector, these integrated data, and transportation contributes 29%. This is the data of USA. Then here is the data of European Union, where again transportation sector leads by 28.5%. So what about Bangladesh? This is the data of Bangladesh Petroleum Corporation, where transport sector consumes 62% of total fuel. This is huge considering the volume. And if we consider the greenhouse emission trend by transport sector, I am referring to a data by Gratter Consultant conducted in 2015, where in 2005 the greenhouse gas emission was 5,000 metric ton equivalent carbon dioxide emission, which doubled in 2014. That is 10 metric ton of carbon dioxide equivalent. And if these trends continue like this, in 2030 we will have more than 35 metric ton equivalent of carbon dioxide. Now, if we consider this transportation subsectors, we can see which subsectors are emitting most greenhouse gases. Like light duty vehicles are contributing 57%, medium and heavy duty vehicles 23%, aircraft 9%, other transportation sectors 6%, ships and boats around 3%, and railway contributing the lowest 2%. This is the data again from US Environmental Protection Agency, and this is the data from European Union, where railway is the least contributor. Now this is the data of Bangladesh, where we are comparing the passenger and freight train comparing the passenger and freight train with the road sector passenger and truck volume. And here we can see that railway always has been the least producer of greenhouse gases. So when we are searching the sustainable mode of transport, we want zero congestion, zero pollution, zero accidents, energy efficiency, affordability, and most importantly, the transport sector will not impair the necessity or the needs of the future generation. And railway sector successfully ticks off all the criteria of sustainability. So here is the carbon cost considering the transportation, mode of transport. And here airplane produces the most carbon, holds the most carbon cost, and railway holds the least amount of carbon cost. Now considering the accident, we all know that railway is least responsible for accident. Actually, accident is not acceptable, but still we can, when we compare the data, in the road sector, we have more fatality, more deaths compared to any other sector, and railway contributes the least. So these are the government initiatives to improve railway sector throughout the years. We have Perspective Plan 2021, we have Perspective Plan Vision 2021 to 2041, Bangladesh Delta Plan, Railway Master Plan 2010 to 2030, then it was updated in 2016 to, tenured from 2016 to 2045, and we have 5-year plans. Now let us take a deep look into the investment sector, investment in transport sector. Here I have illustrated the transportation sector investment throughout the 5-year plans. We have our first 5-year plan in 1973, which was right after our liberation war. So the aim of that 5-year plan was to rehabilitate our transport sector, and we can see there was a quite balance between all the sectors. So the balance continued till third 5-year plan, and in fourth 5-year plan, road and highways started to leading, where the contribution become higher in road sector, and eventually the contribution continued like this throughout the years. Still now in the 8th 5-year plan, road and highways are leading, railway having minimum contribution in the ADP allocation. This is the review of investment in railway subsector throughout the 5-year plans. So in first 5-year plan, we had 23.91% allocation compared to the all transport sector, and the same scenario continues. Even our contribution has decreased, allocation has decreased. Like in 8th 5-year plan, we have only 21.37%. No wonder why the 3,000 kilometer of roads in 1971 has become more than 50,000 in today. And Bangladesh Railway, for Bangladesh Railway, it took a golden jubilee to increase only 200 kilometer of railway line. So these are the basic parameters where we can indicate the improvement in railway sector, like railway line, railway stations, locomotive, coaches, and wagons. So in railway line, in 1971, we had 2,800 kilometer, which in 2021 turned only 3,093 kilometers. The railway stations were in 1971 and 1920 and 2021 were close to each other. Look at the locomotive, coaches, and wagons. They have decreased over time. So how we are supposed to provide the freight necessity, passenger necessity in the modal share? And as a result, the modal share has decreased both in passenger and freight volumes. Like in 1976, railway used to have 30% of modal share in passenger volume. Then in 2021, it decreased to 5.28%. Can you imagine it? Such a potential of sustainable transportation, and we have decreased to only 5%. And in freight share, 28 to 7.32. So this is the present scenario of modal share. In 7th 5-year plan, we had the target of 4%. We targeted to increase our freight share from 4% to 15%, 10% to 15% in container transport between Dhaka Chattogram port, and 4% to 10% in passenger transportation. But the present scenario reflects that we only have 4% of container handling modal share in Dhaka Chattogram port. So considering the future plans of Bangladesh government, we have updated our master plan, and considering all the potential of Bangladesh Railway, We have updated our master plan tenured from July 2016 to 2045, where 230 projects estimated cost of 70 billion US dollar will be implemented through 6 phases of 5 years each. And these are the strategies to achieve our vision by constructing new railway line, converting our lines to dual gauge double lines, procurement of rolling stock, maintenance and rehabilitation of rolling stocks, improvement of signaling system, gauge conversion, and establishment of research development and standardized unit. This is the forecast in the master plan of traffic throughout the years. So if we go, we can have 3 point of view, like optimistic, realistic, and conservative. So in every scenario, if we have to succeed in modal share, we need to focus more on the railway sector. So railway has already taken some initiatives to meet the future demand of traffic. We have conceived some projects which will cover the construction of ICDs at several places. We have Halishahar Chattogram ICD, which is almost complete, will be in operation very soon. We have Dhirashram ICD, Shirajganj ICD, Ghorashal, Ishordi, Nimtoli, and Darshan ICD. Then railway have future plan to have to cater their traffic through multimodal transport system. Actually, road have the privilege of accessibility. They are considered to be last mile delivery. Then maritime is considered to be the skeleton of global transportation. Railway has the ability to cater traffic in bulk amount and in lower cost, and without affecting the environment. So if we have balance through multimodal transportation with each other, with each transport sector, we will have a successful transportation sector, and we will the railway will also be able to increase their share. So in order to have the multimodal transport sector, we have Kamlapur Multimodal Hub and Biman Bandar Multimodal Hub, which already have CCA approvals, and we have planned to have a Tejgaon Multimodal Hub. So these are the green transportation initiatives already taken by Bangladesh Railway, and these initiatives directly impact our environment, like automatic carriage washing plants in Dhaka and Rajshahi, which decreases use of water in 70%. Shifting toward a sustainable fuel consumption, we used to have coal-based diesel electric we used to have coal-based locomotive. Then we moved toward diesel electric based, and now we are taking consideration of electric locomotives, which will reduce the greenhouse gas emission to 0. Then we are procuring Tier 2 and above specification of locomotives. Then we have introduced bio-toilet and vacuum type toilets in coaches. We use LED lights for trains and station lighting. We harvest the rainwaters. Tree plantation in different areas under different projects, and installation of rooftop solar energy, solar on railway stations. So this is a calculation where Tier 2 locomotives shows that they emit less amount of greenhouse gases, and by procuring this Tier 2 and above specification locomotive, Bangladesh Railway is ensuring 9% of carbon emission lower than the previous specification of locomotives. And when we move toward the electric traction, there will be 355 ton less carbon emission, which is equivalent to $71,000 carbon cost per year. So that's a huge amount considering the contribution of Bangladesh. So here are the indirect initiatives taken by Bangladesh Railway to ensure the green transportation. We have converted our gauges to increase our capacity and services. We are introducing cord lines between different sections to minimize distance and save time. we have introduced multimodal hubs, commuter trains, to facilitate the reduction in road-dependent congestion. Because of the geological advancement, we have the facility and we have the privilege to have trans-Asian connectivity. We have the great separation in level crossing gates to reduce accident and traffic congestion. We have introduced the ticketing through Rail Sheba application and 100% online ticketing system, which will significantly decrease the amount of time, travel, cost to have our services. And we have introduced port connectivity in Mongla Port, Paira Port, Matarbari Deep Sea Port and Bay Terminal. So because of the lesser use of land, railway has the more potential to cater more traffic in both passenger and freight transport. And then we have introduced ICDs. So these are the future plans of Bangladesh Railway to ensure sustainable transport system. And here we have double tracking and gauge conversion to increase capacity and service, core line connections between different sections, introduction of electric traction between...
Nazneen Nahar, I think you are overshooting the time. Please have a 1 minute.
Yes, I will conclude within the time limit. Introduction of automated signaling system, connectivity with ports and deep sea ports, multimodal transport system, connectivity with different APZs, introduction of ICDs, regional connectivity, and introduction of underpass and overpass. And these are the challenge we are preparing ourselves to have in future. Timely completion of gauge conversion and dual line projects, timely completion of chord line projects, timely completion of construction of ICDs and multimodal transport hub, ensuring more investment to fulfill the targeted projects of master plan, institutional capacity development and modernization and of maintenance and operational capacity. And these are the way forward we would like to propose, making the most of multimodal hubs, more investment through PPP, funding through Green Climate Fund, focus on non-core activities along with the core activities to expand the service, operation and maintenance through automation, land-based business plan and smart railway service. We are going through a transformational change considering the development, and Bangladesh is expecting to have this transformation throughout the coming 2 decades. So if we want to cater more traffic, if we want to cater more transportation, we have a daunting challenge. Like we want to cater the fast-facing transport sector, slashing the greenhouse gas emissions, also ensure sustainability and environment protection. So that's all from my side. I thank you all for having me. If you have any question or suggestions, we can have this on the discussion side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Nazneen Rehana, for your excellent deliberation. So I will end up there for the time being because we are running short of time. So I'll open the floor for discussion. I think that is the best part of a workshop or seminar like that, where the question will be coming from the audience and the experts here on the panel, they will answer to your question. So I'll give the floor to the audience, please. Please raise your hands if anyone has any question. Yes, Mr. Mahabub, Engineer Mahabub.
Good morning to all. I'm Engineer Mahabub. So I have a question to Ms. Nazneen Nahar. So I have seen that you have a project on the meter gauge to broad gauge, that conversion. So just my question is, what is the present percentage of meter gauge and the broad gauge? And when this conversion project will be completed, because this is for connectivity and good transportation. So this is a big barrier that this meter gauge and broad gauge, because some part of Bangladesh is broad gauge and some part is bigger gauge. Still it is there. So this is my question: what is your projection plan, and when those conversion will be completed? Thank you.
Presently, we have 30% meter gauge and 60% broad gauge. So we have a plan to convert all the meter gauge to broad gauge by 2050. 2050, we will convert all the meter gauge to broad gauge. Then all the trains will be broad gauge.
Thanks a lot. So that means from Chittagong Port I think this is now meter gauge is connectivity is meter gauge, isn't it? Yes. Yes. So then this, if we don't convert this one also to the broad gauge, otherwise we cannot carry heavy duty cargo, all over the Bangladesh. So thanks a lot. That means from Chittagong also it will be converted to broad gauge. Thank you, sir.
Yes, I can see some hands up. Captain Mustafiz, is it? Yes. Introduce yourself and then ask your question, please.
Sir, I have a question. As our principal officer presented in his presentation, we have seen that we have lack of expertise. Actually, no expertise on few areas like ship broking, ship chartering, cargo broking, P&I, and as we see that this expertise, by selling this expertise, the UK is earning huge amount of currency in these sectors. So I have a question to you, sir, as you are from the Maritime University. Do you have any curriculum in masters or in honors level on ship broking and ship chartering, so that we can grow expertise on this from our country? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Captain Mustafiz. Yes, we have, because I'm heading the department called Port and Shipping Management, and also I'm heading the department called Port Management and Logistics. We have all these issues in our syllabus contents, and we are teaching the students about ship chartering, ship brokering, recycling industry, shipping agencies, brokering, insurance. All these parts are there, and very happily I can say that all our graduates who have passed out recently from Port Management and Logistics, they all got 100% got their job already in different freight forwarding agencies and shipping agencies, because we are also teaching them supply chain management as well. So we do have all those topics that we are imparting knowledge to the students so that they can perform in the shipping industry. Yes.
Sir, this like the ship broking, chartering, this is, as I have seen, it's just a small part of the full curriculum. But is there any designated degree you are intending to introduce? Because this actually we are lacking behind. So we need to actually have an expertise which will really help to develop the skills. Not only small like one chapter, one class, or one small small topic. Is there a full-fledged graduation or masters? If you can plan on that, I think that will be more helpful. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know that would be feasible to introduce a degree on ship chartering, which will be, in case of BBA undergrad, is a 4 years course, because it's not that topics that will cover 4 years lessons, in the topic. So it has to be a part of a degree, because undergrad they go for 4 years of teaching class, so we got to cover more subject on that. So only ship chartering, if you say that, because we have got a lot of broker in Bangladesh as well, they're working there, and mainly local brokers, they are working as a second broker. They are not the main brokers, because the main brokers are lying in somewhere in UK and Europe. By and by, I think to answer your question in short, we still don't find it feasible to introduce a degree, especially on chartering or only ship broking, because that is a part of the lesson that we provide them. And maybe in future we may think of it if that is necessary. Thank you. Yes, introduce yourself and ask your question, please.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. Myself, Mr. Saiful Islam Bhuya. I am working in Port Authority as a marine pilot. So my questions towards Captain Sabir Mahmood, sir, Principal Officer, Market and Marine Department. Sir, as you have shown that Bangladesh already raised and already touched the 100 ships registrations process successfully. So, sir, as a register, do you have any plan to make a seminar with like BGMEA and the Chamber of Commerce and other investors to invest in shipping sector, or in your budget do you have any component regarding the seminar and the marketing policy, so that we can touch our goal around 200 ships earlier? Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. In fact, our maximum big actually investors or big players, all of they have already involved in the ship owning. So a very small number is remaining. Still, there is a good proposal actually. We can more market and more we should inform others that there is a big prospect and they can achieve it. But it's still informing, and another thing is actually those who are already within the business, whether they can do it sustainably. That is the most important part. So if they can have sustainable business growth, so automatically already our big investors and industrialists, they have seen that if they launch an industry, to get output from the industry, it requires a lot of time. But if they invest $15 million for a ship, immediately next day, tomorrow, they can start earning. So this much already our investors got that idea. That's why actually they are doing very fast. The Mustafi's question is also same line with that. We have a lot of shortage of ship chartering, brokering, and ship, this market analyst, economics analyst, this type of shortage. So then we have 100 ship. We should have actually minimum more 100 ship in our chartering. If somebody have 10 CNG or 10 bus, he charter more 10 bus and he run in the market. So in the cargo procurement and cargo expansion, we have just started. Our ships previously used to ply only within fixed few ports within the Asia. But now our ships are moving whole of the world. So they have to find out the cargo and they have to now focus on the commercial management. So once that has been established, then we can go for more expansion. Hope we will take your suggestion and we will try to market it more. Thank you very much.
Just to add a few points on that, because you're speaking of ship chartering, it's one of the sector of business in shipping. Okay, you have a liner service, you have a trumping, you have got a chartering business. So when you give ship to charter, this is a policy of the company. If you look at the Bangladesh Shipping Corporation, they have got 7 ships. 2 are small light-rich tanker. They're dedicated for carrying oil from outer anchorage to the harbor, and the rest 5 ships are on charter. They are not running any ship by their own. Most of the shipping company, they're running their own ship by own chartering department. They don't go to the other chartering brokers. So maybe it depends again. Chartering is a very technical subject as well. Thank you. Any more question, please?
So as we know, by 2030, for SDG, we are going to a low carbon footprint and ultimately to the zero carbon emission. So as the country's ship register, are you encouraging or putting any regulation to the ship register that they have to comply for such a sustainable vessel? I mean for the next tier engines. So are you encouraging or putting any regulations that the certain ship have to be this type of specification and then only they can register the Bangladeshi vessels?
So far I understood that
40% carbon tax, and it will increase 100% in 2026 or 100%. So how Bangladesh will maintain this system, because it's still not that type of fuels are planned, I not have in Bangladesh. So what is government thinking?
The IMO already imposed the regulation, so ship cannot go beyond that. Already the carbon rating certification is going on, how much carbon is emitted, calculation going on, it is E or D class, so that has been measured by class. So the result and output, what we have seen in last 4-5 months, already the ship owners have to scrap the old ships and they have to buy the new ships. And future, they have starts thinking. So that carbon rating certificate measuring how much carbon emission is doing, and he has to develop every year from E to D, D to C, he has to come up. So automatically now maybe first 1-2 case we are giving exemption, but in future this exemption will not be enough. So owners starts planning on that. Hope we will gain on it, and it is an international challenge, and the challenge has to be mitigated by all of us, not only on the Bangladesh. It has to be faced by everybody, and we must get on the wave of that circle. Thank you. But my one question actually to the madam, that is actually so far we have seen that the railway is having actually less cargo shipment. So in fact the bulk area shipment, bulk cargo shipment is very difficult by train. So one of the big opportunities is only container shipment. And is there any study that for the container shipment, so that the only challenge we have, our lot of places the draft restriction is very high. So focusing on that place, is there any study that some coastal ships, already BIMSTEC signed, so some coastal ships to come in a deeper area, and from there by road or train we can take it to the other places of the country. So to get through on that less draft place, because we have a draft restriction of 4 meter or 3.5 meter in various places. So before that limited area, if we can have the ship, coastal ship or other ships in that region, and utilizing that portion, we can increase actually, or we can develop sea and rail multimodal transport. Otherwise, in fact, the always sea is cheaper. So everybody will prefer to the sea. But for the sea, the risk is actually we are not still on that standard to carry those valued goods. As we have seen that already in the inland container trade, we could not succeed. We could not succeed this Pangao ICD depot carrying the containers from Chittagong to there. So if we can have any other place, Sitakundo or any other place, to get those containers, and those containers taken by the rail. Any studies there like that?
One feasibility study is there for the Matarbari port. For the Matarbari port, there the depth is more than 3 meters. So from Chokoria station to Matarbari, there will be a rail link to carry the containers from Matarbari port to Chittagong and to other places.
In India, we are seeing they are built 4 lines, but in Bangladesh, maximum was single line. Now is increasing double line. So do you have any plan to build a separate line from Chittagong to Dhaka for the container, carrying the container, or Mongla to Dhaka, carrying container?
Presently, we have planned to convert a single line to double line, and also dual gauge. Both train can run. So if you consider the dedicated line from Chattogram to Dhaka or from Mongla to Dhaka, that plan we will consider maybe a later phases, maybe after 20 or more than 20 years later.
We are talking about 2041 Smart Bangladesh Delta Plan, lot of things we are talking. But if we are not taking plan now, so when should we implement this plan?
Now we have planned for the double line. Presently we have planned for the double line for the whole Bangladesh. From Dhaka to Chattogram or Dhaka to Khulna, double line is the prime target. After completion of the double line, then we can consider for dedicated freight line. That will be considered after, because for the rail line, a huge amount of land is required. Land is a scarcity. Presently, if we are going to construct a new railway line from Dhaka to Chattogram, that it will take 100 acres of land. So land is a scarcity. So we cannot consider a project that requires a huge amount of land, huge amount of currency from local and from foreign currency. So we will consider all these factors, the demand of the market. Maybe it will come, gradually it will come. Dedicated freight line, maybe it will be neat, but it will not necessary right this moment.
Getting the fund that the Bangladesh Railway can promote this investment opportunity to the other countries like Europe or Japan. Bangladesh Railway is talking on this to invest in this sector, because it not do it easily. But we have, if we talk now, so we can start our work maybe 20, 35 or 40, because at least 10 to 10 years can take the making the strategic plan and final plan. You could depend on the land and money is also involved. So Bangladesh Railway are working on this.
Yes, yes. We are working with the donor agencies like ADB, European Union, Japan, JICA is there, Korean Fund is there. So we are working with the donor agencies.
Lastly, I would like to extend my gratitude to our esteemed speakers and learned speakers for their thought-provoking presentation, and to all the participants and attendees for their active participation and contribution to make this session a success. Because without your participation, no workshop or no seminar becomes lively. So you are the main focus in any kind of such discussions that we have. I would also like to thank the sponsors and the organizers, Marinetech Private Limited, for organizing such a important, I call it discussions, because they never mention of something like seminars or workshop, but nevertheless it's similar to that nature. Okay, let us carry forward the knowledge gained today and continue our efforts to promote cross-border business dialogue and networking for our mutual benefits. Thank you all. Have a nice day, all of you. God bless you all. Thank you.